He could kill 1,000 men with the jawbone of a donkey. He could not say no to one woman. Not because he was weak, because he never learned to want anything less than everything he wanted, exactly when he wanted it. And that gap between what he could do and what he could control is the whole story. Israel has been under Philistine oppression for 40 years. The Philistines are not a distant threat. They are the dominant power in the region, controlling the coastal plains, pressing into Israelite territory, culturally influential enough that by the time of this story, many Israelites have simply accepted the arrangement. When Samson's exploits begin to cause problems, the men of Judah come to him not with gratitude, but with complaint. "Don't you know the Philistines rule over us? What have you done to us?" 40 years of occupation produces a people who have stopped imagining things could be different. Into this, an angel appears to the wife of a man named Manoah from the tribe of Dan. "You are barren and have not borne children," the angel says, "but you shall conceive and bear a son. No razor shall come upon his head, for the child shall be a Nazirite to God from the womb. And he shall begin to save Israel from the hand of the Philistines." A Nazirite is a person set apart, bound by specific vows. No wine or strong drink. No contact with the dead. No cutting of the hair. The hair is the visible sign of the consecration, the outward mark of someone who belongs to God in a particular way. Manoah and his wife receive the angel. They offer a sacrifice. The angel ascends in the flame. They fall on their faces. The woman bears a son. They name him Samson. The Lord blesses him, and the Spirit of the Lord begins to stir him. The first thing we see the adult Samson do is go down to Timnah and see a Philistine woman. He comes back and tells his parents, "I saw a Philistine woman at Timnah. Now get her for me as my wife." His parents push back. "Is there not a woman among our own people? Must you go to take a wife from the uncircumcised Philistines?" Samson says, "Get her for me, for she is right in my eyes." She is right in my eyes. What Samson sees, Samson wants. What Samson wants, Samson takes. The pattern is visible from the first scene. His parents do not know, the text tells us, that this was from the Lord, that he was seeking an opportunity against the Philistines. God is working in and through Samson's appetites, using even his failures of restraint to accomplish something larger. This doesn't make the failures acceptable. It makes God's sovereignty more unsettling. On the way to Timnah, Samson is attacked by a young lion. The Spirit of the Lord rushes upon him, and he tears the lion apart with his bare hands. He tells no one. Later, he passes by the carcass. A swarm of bees has made honey in it. He takes some and eats it on the way, giving some to his parents too. He does not tell them where he got it. 2 violations of the Nazirite code in one trip: contact with the dead, honey from a ritually unclean carcass. He keeps both secrets. The man set apart from birth is already living a double life. The wedding feast. 7 days, as was the custom. Samson poses a riddle to the 30 Philistine men who have been given as companions. "If you can tell me the answer within the 7 days, I will give you 30 linen garments and 30 changes of clothes. If you cannot, you give me the same." Out of the eater came something to eat. Out of the strong came something sweet. They cannot solve it. On the 4th day, they go to Samson's wife. "Entice your husband to tell us the riddle, or we will burn you and your father's house with fire." She weeps in front of Samson. "You only hate me and do not love me. You have told the riddle to my people and have not told me." Samson holds out for 4 days. She weeps all 7. On the 7th day, When she presses him hard, he tells her. She tells her people. Before sunset, the men of the city come to Samson. What is sweeter than honey? What is stronger than a lion? Samson says, if you had not plowed with my heifer, you would not have found out my riddle. The Spirit of the Lord rushes upon him. He goes down to Ashkelon and strikes down 30 men and gives their garments to the men who solved the riddle. Burning with anger, he goes back to his father's house. His wife is given to his companion, who had been his best man. After a while, Samson goes back to visit his wife. Her father will not let him in. I really thought you hated her, so I gave her to your companion. Is not her younger sister more beautiful? Take her instead. Samson catches 300 foxes and ties them tail to tail with torches between each pair. He lights the torches and lets them go into the standing grain of the Philistines. He burns the shocks and the standing grain, the vineyards and the olive orchards, everything. When the Philistines learn who did it, they come and burn his wife and her father with fire. Samson strikes them with a great blow. Then he hides in a cleft of the rock of Edom. 3,000 men of Judah come to him. Don't you know the Philistines are rulers over us? What have you done? As they did to me, so have I done to them. They bind him with 2 new ropes and bring him to the Philistines. But when he reaches their camp, the Spirit of the Lord rushes upon him. The ropes melt from his hands like burning flax. He finds a fresh jawbone of a donkey. He picks it up. He strikes down 1,000 men. Then he is very thirsty. He cries out to God, you have granted this great salvation by the hand of your servant, and shall I now die of thirst? God splits open a hollow place, and water comes out. He drinks. His spirit returns. He revives. Supernatural strength that defeats an army, immediate physical collapse, a prayer that sounds more like complaint than petition, and God answering anyway. Samson's relationship with God is rarely clean. It is often desperate and self-referential, and God keeps showing up regardless. Samson goes to Gaza and sees a prostitute and goes into her. The men of Gaza hear he is there. They surround the city and wait through the night at the gate, planning to kill him at dawn. Samson lies until midnight. Then he rises, takes hold of the doors of the city gate and the 2 posts, pulls them up, bar and all, puts them on his shoulders, and carries them to the top of a hill in front of Hebron. No enemy is defeated. No military objective is accomplished. He picks up the gates of an enemy city and carries them up a hill. Because he can. In Samson's world, power is its own justification. After this, he loves a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name is Delilah. The lords of the Philistines come to her, seduce him, and see where his great strength lies, and by what means we may overpower him. And we will each give you 1,100 pieces of silver. Delilah goes to Samson. Tell me where your great strength lies. Samson tells her, if they bind me with 7 fresh bowstrings, I shall become weak and be like any other man. She binds him. She has men hiding in the inner chamber. She calls out, the Philistines are upon you, Samson. He snaps the bowstrings as a thread of flax snaps in fire. She asks again. He tells her about new ropes. He snaps them. He tells her about weaving the 7 locks of his head with the web. She does it while he sleeps. He wakes up and walks away with the pin, the loom, and the web. 3 times he has lied. 3 times she has tried to destroy him, and he keeps staying. She presses him hard with her words day after day. His soul is vexed to death. And he tells her all his heart, not because she is clever, not because she has finally broken him. He tells her because he is exhausted, because he has been performing strength for so long that even the deception has become too heavy to carry. Because somewhere in the weariness, there is something that wants to stop pretending, even if stopping means destruction. A razor has never come upon my head, for I have been a Nazirite to God from my mother's womb. If my head is shaved, my strength will leave me. When Delilah sees that he has told her all his heart, she sends for the lords of the Philistines. She makes him sleep on her knees. A man shaves the 7 locks of his head. His strength leaves him. "The Philistines are upon you, Samson." He wakes. "I will go out as at other times and shake myself free." But he did not know that the Lord had left him. The Philistines seize him. They gouge out his eyes. They bring him to Gaza and bind him with bronze shackles. He grinds at the mill in the prison. The man who carried a city's gates on his shoulders is now a blind mill worker in chains. But the hair of his head begins to grow again. The lords of the Philistines gather to offer a great sacrifice to Dagon, their god. "Our God has given Samson, our enemy, into our hand." When their hearts are merry, they call for Samson to entertain them. They set him between the pillars. He says to the young man who holds him, "Let me feel the pillars on which the house rests, that I may lean against them." The house is full. All the lords of the Philistines are there, about 3,000 people on the roof, watching Samson perform. Then Samson calls to the Lord, "O Lord God, please remember me, and please strengthen me only this once, O God, that I may be avenged on the Philistines for my 2 eyes." In all the years of supernatural exploits, the lion, the foxes, the jawbone, the city gates, there is almost no recorded prayer. He uses God's power when he needs something, but here, blind and chained and humiliated, he prays from inside his actual condition. Not "give me victory," not "demonstrate your power." Remember me. He grasps the 2 middle pillars, one with his right hand and one with his left. "Let me die with the Philistines." He pushes with all his strength. The house falls on the lords and on all the people in it. So the dead whom he killed at his death were more than those whom he had killed during his life. His family comes and takes him and buries him in the tomb of Manoah his father. He judged Israel 20 years. 4 things from the life of Samson. The first, the gift was real, and so was the waste. Samson was genuinely called, genuinely anointed, genuinely used by God. The Spirit of the Lord rushed upon him. He accomplished things no one else could have accomplished, and he spent most of his life using that anointing in service of his own appetites, revenge, desire, pride. Both things are true at the same time. The gift does not cancel the waste. The waste does not cancel the gift. The second, she is right in my eyes. This is the whole problem, stated in 5 words at the beginning of his story. What Samson sees, Samson pursues. He never develops the capacity to want something and choose not to take it. His Nazirite vow was supposed to be the outward sign of an inward consecration, a life shaped by something other than appetite. He wore the sign without the substance, and the gap between the sign and the substance becomes, eventually, the place where everything collapses. The third, God kept showing up even when Samson barely acknowledged him. The prayer after the jawbone battle is half complaint. The prayer in the prison is the first real one. In between, Samson treats God the way some people treat a power source. Take what you need and leave. And God keeps supplying. Not because Samson deserves it, because God's commitment to his purposes is not contingent on the worthiness of the instrument. This is not comfortable, but it is consistent with everything else in this story and every story around it. The fourth, in the dark, between 2 pillars, with nothing left, Samson prays the only prayer that sounds like it comes from a real person rather than a performer. remember me. And God does. He was a Nazirite from the womb, set apart before he was born, consecrated by an angel's announcement, visited repeatedly by the Spirit of God. He had everything he needed to be what the angels said he would be. He spent 20 years being something adjacent to that, close enough to accomplish things, far enough to never quite arrive. And then in the dark, between two pillars in a Philistine temple, he stopped performing and started praying. Remember me. It was enough.